गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरम् तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। Just take in Shiva Shakti with 5 deep breaths. Om Shiva Shakti Om. 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 I invite you all to enjoy, sip the nectar, and become one with all deities through the stotras of our Adi Guru Shankaracharya. Before we dwell into understanding each stotra on different deities, devatas, let us first have a general understanding of what these devatas are, how they are conceptualized, how did they come into existence in our Sanatana Dharma. The very original state, the source of the whole manifestation, is Nirakara Nirguna Parabrahman, that supreme absolute who is Nirakara, without any form, Nirguna, without any attributes, Sarvavyapi, and that which pervades everything, Anadi Ananta. It is beginningless and endless. So that is Nirakara Nirguna Parabrahman. From that state, he takes up the next step by assuming various forms in the whole manifestation as Ishvara. The whole manifestation with so many forms, so many names, Nama, Rupa, Vividha Nama, Vividha Rupa. How is he able to do that? By retaining his form as Sat Chit Ananda. The blissful consciousness, which is nothing but the existence, which is Saguna Brahman, as Ishvara. So we can understand the whole universe in that every form is taking birth with a purpose, with a reason, and thus it is very much needed. And that is how we are all here, with a reason and with a purpose. In the same way, this Nirakara Nirguna Parabrahman, taking incarnations as different forms of Ishvara, is also with purpose. For some particular reason, they would have taken the incarnation. So there is a reason. Now, even Krishna says, as the devotees call me, worship me, I am available to them in that form. So we can understand there is connection between Ishvara and the Jivatmas, who are individuals, in so many forms. That is one understanding. As we keep going further, this whole manifestation, the world, is with multiplicity. Yet that Satchidananda Ishvara is the core essence of everything, because he is all pervading. But it is very difficult for Jivatmas like us to understand or to experience, to perceive that core essence, Satchidananda, is not easy. So our ancient rishis and darshanikas, they were bestowed by Shiva Shakti, the Tantra Shastra. So these rishis and Darshanikas who are well versed in the Tantra Shastra, through their experience, through their experiments, they realized all the incarnations of Ishvara in different ways, like Shiva, Krishna, Rama, or Devi, Saraswati, Parvati, Lakshmi, all are taking different forms with particular type of energy, power, and benefits to achieve to accomplish a particular reason. They are becoming activated. So what did they do? To help, to guide the common people like us, it is the Tantra Shastra which personified all this bundle of energies, which are very high in their energy and consciousness. And it is activated. So the whole energy, the bundle of energy, they studied what are the characteristics, how it looks, what are its properties, what are the benefits. Looking at that, they gave a beautiful form which can be perceived, which can be understood by us. So they made it also as humanly figure, giving more power to it by giving more hands, more legs. So it is nothing but the bundle of energy, activated consciousness with different benefits and powers. That they called it as Devatas. They are all Devatas. How do they work? What is the relationship between we, Jivatmas, whom we call ourselves as Bhaktas, devotees, and those incarnations are those bundle of energies which have form. They are not sitting somewhere in the heaven. Those devatas, those deities are very much invoked in the mind through putting them in, making them reside in our deep inner core heart. Those devatas. And once they are invoked, they work through the body and the mind of the devotees. So, how can we understand Devatas? Devatas are different bundles of energies which are activated consciousness, which are very much within us, within our Sukshma Sharira, that is subtle body, the mind, we can understand. When it is provoked with devotion and when we are able to be in touch with that, they start working through the body. I will give you an example. We know people saying, my goodness, today really Devi Saraswati was literally on my tongue, giving all answers so perfectly in my Viva examination. She was really helping me. And also it seemed like Saraswati was playing on the minds of the examiners who were asking the questions, which were seeming to me like as though Saraswati knew that I have the answer for all these things, and they asked those questions. And it was, the Viva exam was like a cakewalk for me. I'm so thankful to Saraswati. I prayed her in the morning. We say it, isn't it? Saraswati. Or when we are doing the very difficult task, like doing the Kailash Parikrama by walk, there will be so many obstacles and difficulties which we go through. But we say, my goodness, it is Hanuman who really helped me, because I kept asking for his help and I was constantly praying him to make me go through the parikrama well, give me the energy, strength, willpower to finish the parikrama. And it looked easy because of Hanuman's presence in me. That means what? That energy we are invoking, and we are making that work on the body, on the mind, on the tongue. So we can very well see how devatas are very much in touch with us. They are very much within us. And for different reasons, all these devatas are needed and their presence is there in us. But we should know how to invoke them. That is one point. And this Tantra Shastra, by personifying each devata, they have given us such visual help. And also through mantras, we get to come closer to those devatas. So this is the greatest attribution of Tantra Shastra towards the commoners, all Jivatmas, devotees, to get closer to all the deities. Why are we contacting those deities? To realize the core essence of one and all beings, and the whole universe is nothing but that Ishvara, who is in the form of Sat Chit Ananda. So, we devotees, what do? When we stand in front of Hanuman, we say, you are that Om. You are the strength. You are the only Deva to whom I can surrender. You are the only one who can help me out. When we stand in front of Ganapati, we say, you are the Pranava Swarupa. You are my refuge. I have not seen any other God like you. You are the only one who can liberate me. I surrender to you. When we stand in front of Devi, we tell the same things as stotras, isn't it? How come? What is the logic for this? For in front of every deity, we say the same prayer. You are the only one who can help me. You are the only refuge I can seek. And you are the only God who has the power. All these things we say it to each deity. What is the logic behind this? That also we should understand, so that when we stand in each deity, we will be able to get in touch with them. For example, Vishwavidyalaya, that is university. Vishwavidyalaya is here, which is ready to give the knowledge about the whole Vishwa, Vishwa Vidya, the knowledge of the world. In that, there are so many different faculties: science, fine arts, and then financial field. There are so many different faculties. Each one will give us the Vishwa Vidya, the knowledge about the university. So if I have joined the course in one faculty, won't I be putting my full effort into learning that and go in this path to reach that, to get the certificate? I cannot say I have come halfway through. I would like to jump into some other faculty, some other course. Then I will be stuck in the same level here, rotating, not progressing higher at all. So what do? When we enter into one faculty, we say, you are the only one who can give me full knowledge. I will put my full effort and I will follow the same path all the way, so that I understand what that Vishwa Vidya is. In the same way, Brahma Jnana, Atma Jnana is that the Supreme Absolute. He has taken different incarnations as Ishvara in different forms, as different deities. So what do? When we are standing in front of one deity, we have to totally surrender and make sure that I am going to all the way up to realize what that Supreme Absolute is through that path. So in this way, all are taking us to the same point, but it is also giving me the confidence. You are the only one who can take me here. That is what I have to say, and I have to believe, and I have to have the full faith and proceed, put my full effort. Only then the deity will be able to help me to go in that path totally. And there are many deities who will take me all the way, and they know this is the shortest route for this Jivatma, and they will only push us towards the other deity, take the help of the deity and go up. So that is also possible. The deities among themselves will push us forward to see that what is the best route for each devotee. So like that, there is connection with all the deities, because the core essence of all the deities, all devatas, is Sat Chit Ananda. They are all retaining that capacity as eternally blissful consciousness. So only the outer form is different, but the very core is same in all devatas. And that's the reason even our prayers, stotras, stotra is nothing but praising, adoring, worshipping, by recognizing the qualities and the benefits which are making me get attracted and go towards them. So stotra, even Puranas have contributed a lot for this. Taking from Tantra Shastra, Puranas brought in so many story form. In the story form, they describe what the deity is, what that devata is capable of. through stories. Why is it? Because the common people will not be able to understand if they talk about the factors, the principles, abstract factors of the universe. It will not be easy to catch or get hooked on to. So what do? They give the same information as story. It happens in arithmetic class also, isn't it? Instead of saying there are 10, number 10 is there. 3 plus 3 plus 4 equals 10. If we say the same thing to a child, it will not understand. Instead of that, they will bring in the mangoes. I am giving you 10 mangoes. You go and give it to this house which has green door, give 3 for them. And another 3, give it to another house which has red door. So they make it like story and bring the focus and the interest towards listening to what that story is. But what is the reason for that story to come? To teach the child about what that arithmetic is. So how much more you have in your basket, the mangoes? The child will say 4. So it brings in concentration and oneness with the deities or the numbers. So that way, Puranas, the stories we all know, because many of the stotras, which even Shankaracharya is telling us, has Puranic background to it. Because that is the way these deities have been created. So, Purana, when we are hearing the story, we should not stop at the understanding of Padartha, the word meaning, or Vakyartha, the sentence meaning, or even the Tatparya, the summary of the story. No, we should not stop at that. We should go much deeper. What is the intended meaning of this story? What are they trying to tell me? What is it echoing? Dhvani. What is it echoing again and again? What can I get more from this Puranic story or Puranic episode? So we should go deeper into it. Then we understand all the stories are weaving around explaining how Ishvara Satchidananda is the base, the essence. So in that way, Shankaracharya has given us, he has shown his compassion to the whole clan of devotees by giving us the stotras on different deities, which are helpful for different purposes and different reasons. And his stotras, it is not composed. It is not composed. He didn't sit and write. It is like the divine inspiration which has expressed itself as stotras. So it is the fountain of divine inspiration, his stotras. So his compositions is not the word we should use. But because we don't have other way to express it, we use the word composition or rachana. But actually it is the spontaneous divine inspiration which has come out as the words which are in different chandas, meters, and layers of meaning hidden in it. And he has shown us, he has guided us to get closer to those devatas. So today let us start with the Ganesha Pancharatna. Pancharatna. This Ganesha Pancharatna Stotra has 5 verses. Each verse is like Ratna, the gem. So 5 gems on Ganesha. Who is Ganesha? That also we have to see. Ganesha, Ganapati, Ganeshwara. He is the chief, leader of Gana. Gana means the group. Group. At once we say, yes, the Gana means the group of attendants who are surrounding Shiva in Kailas. But we can't limit Ganesha to be the leader of only those Ganas. No, he is the leader of any group and every group. Got it? How can we understand this? The whole universe itself is made out of group. The 5 Panchabhutas. It's a group. If you take a human body, body is consisting of groups of saptadhatus, cells. There are so many groups in this body. Even the mind, anthakarana, is group of different things. If you take plants, even they are groups. So in that way, when we see Gana means a group, a bunch. So he is the leader for that. He is the one who takes care of it. And Ganesha is that bundle of activated consciousness which triggers the life in such a way that anything is possible to take place only with his involvement, with his blessings. He is that kind of bundle of activated consciousness. So we say he is Vigneshwara because he is the one. Ganesha is, first of all, he is the leader of the group. When everything is group, we have to have the blessings of that leader. When we have the blessing of that leader, it is easy to enter into the group of anything. So he is the Vigneshwara as well, one who takes away the obstacles. How does he do it? Obstacles that we will be seeing in this Pancharatna, which Shankaracharya has given us in beautiful words. He has, the way the words have come out really speaks out what the grandeur is of Ganesha, Vigneshwara. And one more thing I would like to say, in us as individuals, Jivatma, he is stationed in Mooladhara, the very first chakra in a human being, which is at the tip of the spinal cord. In that Mooladhara, he is stationed, he is associated with Mooladhara, which is the place where every being is activated in its animalistic instincts. Sleep, hunger, reproduction, the desire of reproduction, and protecting the life. So, preservation of life. These four animalistic instincts are very, very strongly held, supported, and it is activated in Mooladhara and next Swadhisthana Chakra. So, if we pray Ganesha in that Mooladhara, naturally the work starts and one can progress up in spiritual evolution. So this is the general, what shall I say, general characteristics with which we are connected with Ganesha. So let us see how Shankaracharya is taking us towards Ganesha. मोदाकरात्तमोदकं सदा विमुक्तिसाधकं कलाधरावतंसकं विलासि लोकरक्षकम् अनायकैकनायकं विनाशिते भदैत्यकं नताशुभाशुनाशकं नमामि तं विनायकम् मुदाकरात् Mudakara at Modakam. He is holding the divine joy in the form of Modaka, which is the sweet. Mudakara, that which is divine joy. Artha, he is holding. In what form? As Modaka. Sada Vimukti Sadhakam, one who bestows, accomplishes Vimukti, the liberation as well. Kaladharavatamsakam, he is wearing the crescent moon as his crown. Vilasi Loka Rakshakam. Vilasi, like a sport, like a leela, with so much of ease, happily, joyfully, he protects the loka. He protects the world. So, Kaladhara Avatamsakam, the crescent moon, which he is wearing. Vilasi Lokarakshakam, with ease, like a sport, he protects the whole world. Anayaka, he doesn't have any master over him. He is Anayaka, he doesn't have any master. Ekanayakam, but he is the Nayaka for all others. Vinashite bhadaityakam. Ibha means elephant. Daityaka is Asura, the demon. Vinashite bhadaityakam, he destroyed that Gajasura. Natashu bhashu nashakam. Nata ashubha ashu nashakam. Nata, people who bow down to him. Nata means bowing down. That is devotee. One who bows down to him. Ashubha, inauspiciousness. Ashu means at once, instantaneously. Nashakam, he destroys that. Namami tam, I bow down to that. Vinayakam, one who is the leader of everyone, but he is not led by anyone, or there is no one above him. So that means what? He is the very first one, Adi Pujita. In any occasion, it is first Ganapati, Ganesha, Vigneshwara who is worshipped. Only when we worship, including Devatas, including the Trimurti, Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, even they pray him first. Only then they succeed in their accomplishments. So it is same with all of us as well. Because he is Vinayaka, Adi Pujita. So why is it so? Why? Because he is the key person who has to open the door. Only then it is possible for us to enter the world, enter the spiritual path, enter to know anything, education, or to do any work. So he is the one who has to be worshipped. So this is the meaning of the words. In what way I can get connected as a devotee to this verse? Mudakarata modakam. Why is he holding that divine joy in the form of a sweet modaka which can be eaten? Among all hunger, it is this hunger which gets satisfied at once. Isn't it? The minute we eat the sweet, naturally we become joyful, because joy is there in the sweet. So he's seeing that joy is present very much in the sweet, just like the instantaneous joy we get by eating the modaka. One has to become one with that Ganapati, Ganesha, who is holding that divine joy in his hand, and which is instantaneous joy, which it gives us. And the very next word is Sada Vimukti Sadhakam, one who bestows the liberation at once. See the way both the words have come next to one another. Without bliss, the joy, you cannot have liberation, mukti. And one cannot have mukti without that bliss. So they are connected. They flow into one another. Mudakarata modakam. The minute we think of Brahmananda, the mind becomes so calm, serene, and expanded. Happiness, isn't it? Brahmananda, Ananda. The mind becomes liberated from any of the shackles which we go through. That he gives. Kaladharavatamsakam. That means the crescent moon is a representation of all the principles which are ruling the whole universe. Because the Chandra goes through the waxing and waning every 15 days once. Kala, the time. So like that, he is holding the factors, principles under his control. Because of that, Vilasiloka Rakshakam, he protects the world with so much of ease. Isn't it? If in Mooladhara, if an individual is surrendering oneself to that Ganapati, and if that Mooladhara chakra opens up, it releases the energy, Kundalini, to go to rise up through all the chakras. So that's the very first place. If that is done, naturally, the rest of the thing will also move smoothly, because the support of the physical health, all the desires, all the mental stability, everything is controlled in that Mooladhara. So if we make that Mooladhara stable, consistent, by surrendering to Ganesha in that Mooladhara, naturally taking care of this loka, this whole body is a prapancha. Body, physical body and the mental body, Sukshma Sharira, will become vilasa, like a game. See how closely Ganesha is related with us. He is working with us from the bottom of the whole being. So we need his blessings. Anayakaika Nayakam. It is true. It is the animalistic instincts, all the four, which are making us, every one of us, to work as human beings in the animal level. But if at all I want to become a real human being, not a human animal, I have to come out of that Mooladhara. So for that also, it is Ganesha who will help us, who will guide us, who will take away the obstacles. So Anayakaika Ekanayakam Vinashite Bhadaityakam. And he takes away all the demonic qualities or demonic obstacles, which are like huge, like Gaja, huge like elephant. We do have, for example, the laziness, that itself is a Gajasura, that he has to kill. For that, if we take care of Ganesha, Mooladhara, naturally, he will take away that Asura who is in the form of laziness or as ignorance. He is Buddhi Pradaka, isn't it? So there are so many Daityas within us whom he will tackle. Natashu Bhashu Nashakam. The very beautiful thing about Ganesha is Nata. When we surrender to him, when we cajole him, he takes care of at once to take away any inauspicious thing from this being. And I bow down to न तेतराति भीकरं न वोदितार्कभास्वरं न मत्सुरारि निर्जरं न तादिकापदुद्धरं सुरेश्वरं निधीश्वरं गजेश्वरं गणेश्वरं महेश्वरं तमाश्रये परात्परं निरन्तरम्. Natetarati bhikaram. Nata itara. Itara means different from. Itara, other. Nata, from devotees. That means whoever doesn't bow down to him, surrender to him, worship him. For them, he is bhikara. He looks very frightening. Bhikara, bhayankara. Navoditarka bhaswaram. And his hue, his color, his glorious radiance is like the rising sun who is so red in color. Aruna bhaswaram. Aruna is that morning rising sun which is red with full of rajoguna, rajas, which is very much needed for creativity, srishti. It is needed. If there is srishti, only then comes sthiti. If there is no srishti, where is the point of even thinking of retaining it or preserving it? It is not there at all. So, even from that point of view, Navoditarka Bhaswaram, he represents that Rajas Srishti. He is very much needed. Namatsurari Nirjaram. Namatsura, all the devas bow down to him. So they are all Namatsura. Ari means the Shatru or the enemy, the enemies of Devatas. Namatsura Ari Nirjaram. He destroys them. That means Ganesha takes care of the devotees who depend on him, who surrender to him, who bow down to him by taking away their enemies. Natadhikapa duddharam. For people, for whoever, all the beings who bow down to him, Nata, bowing down to him, he takes away their sorrow, miseries. Apat is that misery. Natadhika. Adhika means it's very difficult to bear. That kind of trouble, that kind of sorrow, distress, he just takes away. Sureshwaram, he is the Ishvara. He is the Lord of all devas. Nidhishwaram, he is the Lord of wealth. He is the Lord of Gajeshwara. He is the Lord of all the elephants. Ganeshwara, he is the Ishvara, the Lord of all the Ganas, all the groups. Maheshwara, he is the greatest, greatest Ishvara, Lord. Tam Ashaye, I take refuge in that Parat Param, greatest of the greats, Nirantaram, all the time. So, Natetarati Bhikaram, Nata Itara. What type of people are they who are not bowing down to Ganesha? When a person, when we take it individually, when a person is not devoted to the Ganesha, who is holding all the instincts which a human being needs to work as a human being, one has to follow and surrender to that bundle of energy so that it will take care of the rest of the things. That is possible only when we are in touch with that Ganeshwara. People who are not Natetara, those people who are very much into the sensual pleasures, the worldly pleasures, their mind goes deeper and deeper into enjoying those pleasures, and they're going away from understanding what is the purpose of me taking this human birth. What is the purpose of this birth as a human being? We are away from it because my mind is going towards the world, towards the sensual pleasures. So I become Natetara. So naturally, the world is making me go up and down with so many different kinds of experiences. So I feel so frightened, isn't it? One who has surrendered to the very purpose by worshipping that Ganesha, the whole world seems like Sarvam Brahmamayam. Every experience seems, feels, is experienced as the presence of Brahman, Satchidananda. So they will be in the bubble of that joy throughout their life because they have surrendered. Natetara is put into different experiences in life which will make him go up and down so much. And the whole prapancha looks very bhikara. So his form looks bhikara. It is the experience which we all would have gone through when we have forgotten to bow down to Ganesha as Ishvara. And Nidhishwara. Namatsurari nirjaram natadhikapa duddharam. He takes away, I will go back. Natadhikapa duddharam. He takes away the difficulties or the sorrow from people who have bowed down to him. How does he do it? He does it with ease because he is Sureshwara. Because he is the Lord of all Devatas who are in our own mind and body. He is the leader for all of them. So they all will listen to that Ganesha who is the starter of any action, any thought. So being the Lord of the Suras, for all in, they all listen to him. So if we surrender to that Ganesha, naturally he will instruct them, instruct those bundle of energies which are present in different parts of us to work accordingly. Nidhishwara, here Nidhi is the wealth. It can be health, ayu, or reproduction, having children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, everything will go very smoothly. And also, when I'm living in this world, it has to be pleasant. For that, also he takes care of what are all needed for me to be pleasant, happy, and peaceful. He bestows it on his own because he is Nidhishwara. Gajeshwara, I would say, elephant. One thing we can say that because he is having the elephant face, he is the Ishvara of all the elephants, but that is not the thing. Gaja is known for its power and intelligence. So he being the Ishvara, his intelligence and his power, energy, strength is unbeatable. So that also he passes on to the devotees. Maheshwaram tam ashaye. I take refuge in this Ganesha. So isn't he needed every day in every action, every work, job, what we do every day? So one has to be in touch with him constantly so that Vilasi Loka Rakshakam. Samasta Loka Shankaram Nirasta Daitya Kunjaram Daretarodaram Varam Varebhavaktram Aksharam Kripakaram Kshamaakaram Mudakaram Yashaskaram Manaskaram Namaskritam Namaskaromi Bhaswaram. Samasta Loka Shankaram. He is auspicious to the all worlds. Samasta Loka. To all worlds. He is auspicious. Nirasta Daitya Kunjaram. Nirasta Daitya Kunjaram. He removes the mighty demons because he has that power. And the demons like Gajasura, he kills them. Daretaro daram varam. And he has that huge belly. He's also called Lambodara. Huge belly, which represents prosperity. Varebhavaktram aksharam. And he has that Vara Ibha Vaktra, one who has that divine, pleasant, auspicious Ibha, the elephant face, which is very divine. Aksharam, he is imperishable. Ganesha is imperishable. Kripakaram, one who is very compassionate, one who showers the compassion. Kshamaakaram, one who showers the forgiveness. Mudakaram, one who showers the joy. Yashaskaram, one who showers the glory. Manaskaram namaskritam. I bow down to him from the bottom of my heart. Namaskaromi bhaswaram, one who is so radiant. Koti Surya Samaprabha. He is equivalent to crores of suns put together. He is that Bhaswara. He is that radiant. So what can we understand here? Samasta Loka Shankaram. He is auspicious to all the worlds. Auspicious, it is possible because he is in the form of life force and consciousness, which is pure. And he is present as that, making Samasta Loka. Samasta Loka here, of course, cosmically when we take, there are different universes and different worlds. In all, his presence as life force and consciousness will make it auspicious. When we take it individually, we go through different worlds depending on Satvika, Rajasika, Tamasika worlds. When I'm in Satvika Bhava, the world I am moving around, creating around me will be different from when I am Rajasika. The way I interact with certain kind of people, get into action with certain kind of people. So that world itself is different. For example, you take it as when you are having your routine going towards the temple. It is one way. It is a totally different environment. When you go to a cinema hall, it is totally different. So like that, there are so many different lokas. When you are sleeping, Jagrut, Swapna, Sushupti, even then you are different. When you are young, adult, and then old age, even in that, the world keeps differing. In all worlds, Ganesha is Shankara. He always does only the auspicious things. Nirasta Daitya Kunjaram, as I said, all the demons are also in us. Not only the Devatas, the demons are also inside, who are so strong like Kunjara, Daitya Kunjara, like Gajasura. He destroys them. Dare Tarodaram Varam, his big belly. What does it tell us? How to get connected with that? It is all encompassing, all inclusive. Whether a devotee is good or bad, when devotee is doing namaskara to him, he has the pleasantness to give him the ashirvada. A Rakshasa is there, he is also kept within. So, if we see that big belly is accommodating everyone and everything, and it is ever expansive. That is why it is said, Daretara. Daretara. It is ever expandable, huge belly. And as I said, Krupakaram, Kshamakaram, Mudakaram, Yashaskaram. Yes, once we go down to that Ganesha in the beginning itself, he opens up Mooladhara and he releases us to go beyond the animalistic level and become a real human being with wisdom, buddhi. And thus, we are able to conduct ourselves in the world in such a beautiful way that our life will also be auspicious and stable. And I bow down to that Ganesha. Akinchanaatimarjanam chirantanokti bhajanam purari purvanandanam surari garbacharvanam prapanjanasha bhishanam dhananjayadi bhushanam kapoladana bhaje purana varanam. Akinchanaatimarjanam. He wipes away the sufferings of the destitute, of the helpless one, Arti. He cannot bear, because he is a Kripakara, he cannot bear to see anyone in that situation. So he helps them. Akinchanati marjanam. And then Chirantanokti bhajanam. Chirantanokti, that means ancient ukti, the sayings in the texts, scriptures. Bhajanam, he is worshipped, he is adored, he is praised. That means he is anadi. From the beginning, rishis are devoted to him. So they keep praising him in all the ancient texts like Chirantanokti, Bhajanam. Purari Purvanandanam. Purvanandana means the first one, the elder son of Purari. Purari is Shiva. who destroyed all the three worlds of the demons. Purari Purva Nandanam, Surari Garva Charvanam. Sura Ari is demons. Sura is devas. Surari is the demons. Their arrogance, Garva, their extreme pride, arrogance, Charvanam. He just crumbled it down. Prapanchanasha Bhishanam. He assumes dreadful, frightening form during destroying the prapancha. Dhananjayadi Bhushanam. He wears Dhananjaya, that is Agni. Adi means the other elements. Dhananjaya is Agni, the one of the Panchabhutas, because it is Dhananjayadi, means all the five Panchabhutas, all the five elements. Bhushanam, he has it as though they are ornaments. See the grandeur of Ganesha. That bundle of activated consciousness called Ganesha is having all the five elements as ornaments. Kapola Dana Varanam. And his kapola, the cheeks, are continuously shedding that hormone, which is like the grace from the rat elephant. There will be the flow of that sweat, the reproductive hormone, which keeps coming continuously from the rat elephant. Like that, from his kapola, the grace is showering continuously. Kapola Dana Varanam Bhaje Purana Varanam. He is the oldest Purana. There is no time when, how, why. No question. Is Purana, is ancient. Purana Varanam. So, what can we understand by this? Akinchanati Marjanam, Chirantanokti Bhajanam. As I said, Akinchanati Marjanam. He takes away the difficulties when we surrender to him. Otherwise, we have to keep remembering. If I go away from the opening or the starting point of the life, I'll be wandering away, and thus the whole prapancha will become bhikara. That I have to remember. And then Purari Purvanandanam. Purari, that Shiva, he is the destroyer of the three material world which were held by the Rakshasas, the three Rakshasas, Tarakasura's grandchildren. It was made out of copper, silver, and gold. So it was highly worldly and pleasurable and going more towards the world. So Purari, when Shiva is against that, means he is beyond the worldly things, the worldly attractions, the worldly pleasures, the worldly illusion. For him, Purvanandana, being his son walking in the footsteps of Shiva, naturally he is also out of the hold of any materialistic attractions that he bestows as vara to his devotees as well. So, because the core essence of Shiva, also Ganesha, is that Sat Chit Ananda, naturally he is going in the way of his father, who is Purari, and he is giving the same blessings to all the devotees to see and to walk in that path to seek Satchidananda experience. Prapancha Bhishanam. Here the prapancha means that which is the combination of all the five elements. The combination of five elements creates the prapancha, which is out of the illusion created by the ignorance of the core essence, which is Satchidananda. So, prapancha nasha, when Ganesha, by giving the buddhi, the wisdom to see the core essence of the whole universe as Satchidananda, he has to break open that illusory world which all the devotees would have created in their minds. When he is doing that operation, naturally he will look bhishana, very frightening. Prapancha nasha bhishanam, dhananjayadi bhushanam. But he is using the same five elements in its pure form as ornaments. So there is a big difference. What is he telling us? One has to have the wisdom, one has to have the sensitivity to see each element as it is. Worship them as it is, but not the combination of that which gives the illusion as totally a different world which I'm creating in the mind. So prapancha nasha bhishanam, it really frightens when we break open the prapancha which I have created around me, and I'm thinking that that is the reality, stable, and I'm living that. If I have to break open it, it's really frightening. So that difference he is showing by putting it next to one another. It has come out like that. And then Nitanta Kanta Danta Kanti Manta Kanta Katmajam Achintya Rupamanta Hina Mantaraya Kuntanam Hridantare Nirantaram Vasantameva Yoginam Tamekadantameva Tam Vichintayami Santatam. Here the words are so rhythmic and it is going in such a beautiful way, even to pronounce and to listen, it is so beautiful. Let us see what Shankaracharya is trying to tell us in that. Nitanta Kanta Danta Kantim Antaka Atmajam. So this is the Padavibhaga. Okay, Nitanta Kanta. Nitanta, extraordinary, unique, very rare kind of Kanta, the radiance. very unique kind of radiance. Of what? Dantakanti, the tusk which he has, the radiance of the tusk, Dantakanti, is very extraordinary, unique. Nitanta Kanta. Dantakantim. Antaka. Antaka is Yama. Antakantakam, the destroyer of that Yama, or one who destroyed the garva of that Antaka Yama during the episode of Markandeya, Bhakta Markandeya. Shiva had the big argument with Yama, and Yama had to accept the failure, and he went back without taking the life of Markandeya because of Shiva's intervention. So Shiva is called Antakantaka Atmaja, and he is the son of that Shiva. See how twisted and how indirect it is. To put it simply, the tusk has such an extraordinary radiance, which is very rare and unique. And he is the son of Shiva. But the way it is expressed is so beautiful. Nitanta Kanta Danta Kanti Manta Kanta Katmajam. Once again, Nitanta Kanta Danta Kantim Antaka Antaka Atmajam. Achintya Rupam. His Rupa, his form, it is unimaginable, inconceivable. Achintya Rupa. Why? Even though we are giving the form as the elephant head, big belly, one who is having modaka, all these things are there. He's appearing like that. But what is he in originality? Is Nirakara Nirguna Sat Chit Ananda. So he is Achintya Rupam. Antahinam, there is no end for him. Antaraya Krintanam. And he is the one who is within doing all the work. He is the one who bestows accomplishment of all the work. See how beautiful it is. Because of his presence in the Mooladhara, we are all able to carry on life as a human being in this world. Antahinam Antaraya Krintanam Hridantare, in the very inner cave of the heart, very much within. Hridantare Nirantaram, all the time. Vasantam, he stays, he resides, he keeps giving the joy. Eva Yoginam, in all the yogis. Yogi means what? Every devotee, everyone who is well connected with Ganesha and who is knowing, experiencing the presence of Ganesha in their inner heart, he is very much Vasanta. He is very much there. Hridantare Nirantaram Vasantameva Yoginam. Tamekadantam. Tam, to that Ekadantam, one who has one tusk. because the other one is broken to write Mahabharata. So he has only one long tusk, which is Nitanta Kanta Danta Kanti. Tameka Dantam Eva Tam Chintayami. I will always think, remember, meditate, contemplate, become one with him in the mind. Santatam, all the time. So, this verse, Nirguna Parabrahman. Ganesha Pancharatna Madarena Yonmaham Prajalpati Prabhatake Hridismaran Ganeshwaram Arogatam Adoshatam Susahitim Suputratam Samahita Yurashtabhutim Abhyupaiti Sochitat. So this is the Phalashruti. Phalashruti means what is the benefit of praising Ganesha with the help of, through the guidance of these 5 verses, which are like the Pancharatna. What is the use? What is the benefit? For that, Ganesha Pancharatnam, this stotra, Adarena Yonmaham, whoever with Adarena, with Adara, with respect, with reverence, with so much of love, Yonmaham, whoever reads, and Prajalpati, one who recites it, Prabhatake, right in the morning, Hridismaran Ganeshwaram, in the heart, keep contemplating or having the vision of that Ganeshwara, whoever recites it right in the morning, because while sleeping there is no mind, there is no interaction with the world. So all the 5 senses, all the mind would have switched off totally. So the minute we wake up, what should be the first thing we should do? Take care of that Mooladhara, because that is the very base as human being, which is having animalistic instincts. We are human animal first of everything. We are human animal in the form of a human, we can say. So for us to work, first of all, we should come back to the body and the mind. For that itself, we need the help, the grace of Ganesha, who is in Mooladhara. That is the first thing we have to do. That is why very clearly Shankaracharya is telling, Prajalpati Prabhatake. So I would say even it doesn't matter if we have taken the bath or do all other things and then do the Mudakarata Modakam. No. The minute we wake up, even if we are on the bed, just recite it from the bottom of the heart and get connected with Ganesha so that he energizes you and me to carry on the day. Prajalpati Prabhatake Hridismaran Ganeshwaram. One should have the Ganeshwara, the vision of Ganeshwara, and know for sure that he is there. He's not somewhere there. He's very much here in me. What happens? Arogatam. There is no roga. There is no any kind of disease. Because we are activating Mooladhara in the right way. If I put my right leg properly with good balance, only then I can lift my left leg. If I'm not at all stable on my right foot, which I have already put, if I lift my left leg, I will fall down. Isn't it? So, Mooladhara, we have to activate it properly and give rise for that Kundalini to go up on her own as we keep progressing. So, Arogatam, Adoshatam, and the mistakes committed by us will be lessened. Because when the path in which we are going is correct, with the blessings of Ganesha, making mistakes will become less. Adoshatam. So the life will be going in the right path. We can commit mistakes in so many ways. With knowledge or without our knowledge, we would be committing. But all those things can be reduced. Susahitin. One will become Susahiti, literate, increase the knowledge of this iha, of this world, and also para, that is by studying the scriptures and other things, we can increase our wisdom of both iha and para. For that, one will become Susahiti. So we get good knowledge, good education, Suputratam, and we also get good children, grandchildren, great grandchildren, because that is also very much needed. That is the contribution in a way for the ongoing of the universe. So that also should be taken care in the proper way. Samahita, along with all this, Ayu, long span of life. Ashtabhutim, Ashtabhuti, the 8 kinds of powers. So it can be psychic powers and different kinds of powers which we need. Abhyupaiti, we get it. So, Achirat. Achirat means at once. Chirat means late, in long period. Achirat, at once, quickly. So that means Ganesha has to be invoked, worshipped, and we should surrender to him so that he will help us to conquer the animalistic urges, to conquer that animalistic urge and become a human being. And as the demons within us keep getting destroyed, slowly we become the divine being as well. So the starting point to become a human being and a divine being, the starting point is Ganesha. His blessing should be there for all of us. So that is how I took this in the beginning itself. Thank you. Om Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti Om. 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 Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti Om.